ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا
Hello and good evening. Today is Wednesday, April 23, 2025. This is Suleiman Talash and you're watching English News Bulletin from RTA News. Let's dive into today's news updates. Deputy Prime Minister of Kazakhstan, Sergey Jumangarin, in a meeting with Mullah Hidayatullah Badri, Afghan Minister of Mines and Petroleum, said that his country has good capabilities in mineral exploration and mining and is ready for any cooperation with Afghanistan in these areas. The Deputy Prime Minister of Kazakhstan also expressed his readiness to invest in Afghanistan's copper, gold, and other rare metal mines. At the end of the bilateral meeting between Afghan and Kazakh traders, a number of agreements worth $140 million were signed, as well as 3 agreements in logistics sector. The companies that signed these agreements say that this will provide a marketing platform for the products of both countries. Here is the rest of the story. At the end of the bilateral meeting between Afghan and Kazakh businessmen, 16 agreements worth $140 million were signed in various sectors, especially in the agricultural and automotive sectors, as well as 3 logistics agreements between Afghan and Kazakh companies. Nuruddin Azizi, the Minister of Industry and Commerce, called for the competitiveness of the automobile market in the country by Kazakh companies at the bilateral meeting and also said that logistics agreements can solve the problems of Afghan and Kazakh drivers and transportation in Afghanistan and vice versa.
There are 3 cooperative understandings between the chambers and the Union of Kazakh Traders. Our 17 trade agreements are valued at about $140 million.
The companies that have signed these agreements say that these agreements can provide a good basis for marketing Afghan products in the Kazakh markets.
Trade relations between the 2 countries enhance our trade and economic connections, and these kinds of agreements that you and I witnessed today have contributed to the country's trade and economic progress. Other companies have also signed agreements for their agriculture and production items, and we hope to access alternative export markets and expand our markets in countries such as Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and others, in addition to Pakistan and India.
The 2-day meeting between Afghan and Kazakh traders was held in Kabul on Tuesday, while the Kazakh-Afghan Business Forum and the Kazakhstan Products Exhibition were also held in Kabul for 3 days. Ali Reza Begdali, the Iranian ambassador to Kabul, met with the director of Afghanistan at the Ministry of Information and Culture, Maulavi Muhammad Lal Munib. The Ministry of Information and Culture said that during the meeting, the director of the Afghanistan, referring to the cultural and artistic commonalities between Afghanistan and Iran, said that the 2 countries should continue bilateral cooperation in the field of art development. Mr. Munib also called for the organization of joint art exhibitions between Afghanistan and Iran. At the same time, Mr. Begdali assured the organization of art exhibitions between the 2 countries. The Intelligence Directorate of the 201st Khalid bin Walid Corps has discovered and seized more than 30 light and heavy weapons and some ammunition during clearance operations in various areas of eastern zone of the country. The Ministry of National Defense says that these weapons and ammunition include PK weapon, AKMs, rifles, rockets, and grenades, 640 rounds of ammunition, and 2 anti-tank missiles. The Minister of Public Works says that 66,298 metric tons of goods have been transported through the Heratan, Aqina, Torgunde and Herat Khawaf railways in the past week. The ministry in a press release said that these exports and imports include petroleum, non-petroleum and other goods. The Counter-Narcotics Deputy Office of the Ministry of Interior Affairs, with the help of the Counter-Narcotics Management Department in Kabul, has discovered and destroyed a drug processing factory in the 6th district of Kabul city, where drugs were processed and sold from the factory after processing. 45 liters of pure alcoholic beverages, 220 liters of fermented raisins, 7 liters of raw raisins and various types of drugs and processing materials were recovered from the factory. It's worth mentioning that 6 suspects, including 2 women, were also arrested in this case. The National Disaster Management Authority says that based on the order of Amir al-Mu'minin Hafazahullah, the leader of the Islamic Emirate, the process of transporting wheat from central regions to all provinces has begun. According to officials, as soon as this process began, 100 tons of wheat were transported to Daikundi province in the first batch for distribution to those affected by natural disasters. Bamiyan Governor Maulavi Abdullah Sarhadi inaugurated 10 water supply projects worth over 22 million Afghans in the province's Punjab district. With the completion of these projects, nearly 600 families in the district will benefit from clean drinking water. The personnel of the technical department of the Paktika Provincial Police Headquarters have repaired dozens of military vehicles, including Humvee tanks and Ranger vehicles, over the past 3 months and handed them over to the relevant departments for use. These vehicles include 43 Ranger vehicles, 5 Humvee tanks, and 1 international military vehicle. It's worth mentioning that efforts are underway by officials to repair other vehicles as well. And the final one is that work on 58 projects worth 90 million Afghans has begun in the Mandol district of Nuristan province. Head of Nuristan Rural Reconstruction and Development, Maulavi Ahsanullah Ahmad, said that the 58 projects worth 90 million Afghans are being implemented by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization with the technical cooperation of the WFP. And that's all for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.
ساتوی پسرو وینو دا شهیدانو کور دا باتورانو کور دا باتورانو کور دا باتورانو کور دا باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا شهیدانو کور دا